Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, I'm Mocha, and on this video, excuse me, on this channel we talk about all things craft and crochet. So if you're into crochet and craft and the life that goes with that, you're in the right place because that's my jam. Today I am going to show you a pattern that I've been working on. I designed the mandala, a mandala, however you want to say it, and people saw it and they were like, "Hey, can you make a?" Sorry, I have some ends I still have to tuck in. Can you share the pattern? And I was like, "Well, okay, sure, why not?" So I've done the written pattern, and it'll be available. I'll have the link below where you can find it. And I'm also doing this tutorial because I pretty much always do a tutorial for every pattern that I release. So this is what it looks like. And well, this is done in cotton yarn. And this one is done. Which way is it? Okay. In some Horizon variegated yarn. So I find it interesting because it's the exact same pattern, but they look completely different. But I think that's kind of cool because it means that depending on your yarn and the hook you use and the combination, you can have something that looks more traditional like this, or something that looks a little more, for lack of a better way of describing it, out there, like this. And for the tutorial today, we are using regular worsted weight yarn. Um, the Horizon that I used was a DK weight. The cotton one, I believe that's a 2 weight because it's oh, Hobie's rainbow cotton. So I'm pretty sure that's the 8. And I think it's a 2 weight. So now we're going to make one using worsted weight yarn. And these are the colors I selected. So it shall be interesting to see how this one turns out. Because like you, I have no idea what this is going to look like other than color-wise. So I'm using 7 different colors. And normally, for worsted weight, I use a 5.5, which is an I9 hook, crochet hook. But today I'm going to use I'm going down a half size. I'm using a 5. And that's because I like for the stitches to be a little tighter when I'm doing this mandala. I mean, if you want to you can use whatever hook size you want. I mean, you can experiment with it. I just prefer it for the stitches to be a little tighter. So that being said, I'm just going to randomly pick a color to start with. And here I'm going to go ahead and start with that yellow. And the first round of the mandala is 12 double crochets done in a magic circle. So if you're not familiar with how to do a magic circle, there are a lot of tutorials out there that you can watch. Or if you don't want to do a magic circle, you can always chain 5 and slip stitch into the first and form a ring and use that instead. Either one works. I just prefer the magic circle. Okay, so we need 12. Okay, so I just chained 3, so that's the first. That's going to count as my first double crochet. Now I have to do 11 more. Okay. We have our circle of 12 done. So we can done with that. And we can go on to the next round. And we're done with the yellow for now. So set this aside. And let's do blue next. Now, the next stitch for the next round is going to be a double crochet, chain one, double crochet. And I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So you're just going to insert this anywhere. Doesn't matter. I kind of try to stagger where I start my rows so that you don't like get that weird seam that you sometimes get when you add colors. Okay. So it's chain three and make that the first double crochet. And then I'll give one more because we have to put a space. And then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. Sorry, I drew a blank on the word. Chain one, double crochet into the next stitch, chain one, double crochet in the next stitch, and you're going to do this all the way around. So you can pause this and come back if you want, or you can stay here. I'm gonna work through this entire row. This is a little bigger than a worsted weight, so it probably wasn't the best choice. But I liked the color, and I'm pretty sure I can work with it either way. I'll know here in a second if I have to take it out. But I think it should be okay. So these mandalas are cool because they can be serious stash busters. You can use them like you have like a variety of like different scrap yarns laying around. They're ideal for that. Because none of the rows are ever really that big. So a little bit of scrap yarn will go a long way. Okay. Let's chain one. And we're going to put this last stitch in the second. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the second from that chain three and plus one that we did when we started the row. Or the round, I should say. Slip stitch into that. And yeah, it's going to curl at first, but that's okay. It'll flatten out in in the next rows. So don't worry about that. That's round number two. Stay. Okay. So we'll set this aside again. Don't make your yarn disappear because you're going to need it several times for several different rounds. And let's see, next color. We'll go with the green. For this round, you're going to do, and I'm referring to the mandala I've done, a double crochet, chain one, double crochet in each of the chain one spaces from the previous row, which is a wordy way of just crocheting in the gaps. Just basically what you're doing. You are crocheting in the gaps from the previous row, and you're going to do a double crochet, chain one, double. You're making a V-stitch, in other words. That's what you're doing. So three chain. We're going to chain three, and that's going to serve as the first double crochet. And you're going to chain one, and then double crochet into the same space. And again in the next, double crochet, chain one, double crochet in the same space, and you're going to work your way around. And you can crochet over tails. That's great because that's less you'll have to actually weave in. So that's what I tried. I tried to like weave over my tails when the opportunity presents itself. Because I like to, as much as I love making these, the tails you have to weave in from all the color changes is kind of a pain. Which is why I kind of enjoyed doing the one that I made with the variegated yarn, because there's really only two tails. I mean, one's at the beginning and one's at the end. All the color was controlled by the yarn itself. I just had to crochet. But I also like the look of each row having its own independent color too. So sometimes you just have to deal with the ends. Sew them, weave them, crochet over them. Whatever your method is, it all works. I mean, between you, me, and the lamppost, there are times that when it's something I'm making for myself, I don't even really weave in the ends. I just kind of like tuck them in the back. I mean, if I'm just making it for me, I don't really care. I can make the ends disappear without having to go through the hassle of weaving them off. And sometimes, and I know this is blasphemy, I just tie off the yarn and cut it. Especially if it's something. I mean, if it's not a wearable, and it's something that's just kind of just going to like sit around and look cute, I don't worry about it. But if it's a gift or it's a wearable or it's something that's going to like be used a lot and therefore maybe possibly washed a lot, then I'll suck it up and I'll make sure all my ends are taken care of. But otherwise, if it's just for me and it's just something decorative that's going to like hang on the wall or sit on a dining room table, I may or may not. It just depends. And now you've got the confessions from Mocha. in case you're wondering. You know you were wondering. Okay, here's the last one. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the second chain from the first chain through we did to start the round. And there is round number 3 completed. It'll smooth out more as we go. It won't keep curling. Okay, round 4. See, I want to do orange, I want to do purple. I'm going to do orange. Okay, round 4. Coming back to the mandala, however you want to say it, is 3 clusters of double crochet. So find a good spot to start. Yeah, there aren't any like really hard stitches in this mandala, however you want to say it. They're all really simple stitches, pretty much all double crochet. Two, 3, 2 more. Okay, I'm just going to do this all the way around. So just put 3 double crochets. So you know what? I did that wrong. It's 3 double crochets in each space between the V-stitches. So that was in between that V-stitch. Next one goes, you can see, in between these V-stitches right here. So just go in between the V-stitches. Skip the V-stitch, go into space after it. Where's the pattern? Forget how to do the pattern. Even when I'm looking at the pattern. It's kind of funny. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and just keep working on this. I'll probably speed this up in editing, but if not, then you can just crochet along with me. Or you can like fast forward if you want to. Either way, completely up to you. the last one. Slip stitch. Get away. Slip stitch. Slip stitch. Sorry, I
Okay,
was
so
losing my voice
somehow
there
in
for a
the
second.
midst of all this,
Do the
I
second
lost
chain.
my audio for this portion of the video, and I just don't have it in me to record it again. So I'm doing a voiceover so you know what I'm doing. For this next round, we are changing colors, and I'm going with the purple, and I'm doing two double crochets, a chain one, and two more double crochets in each of those chain spaces from the previous row. Okay, as you can see, we have finished the last round of the purple, and now we are going to start the next round with white, and we are going to repeat what we did in the last round, which is two double crochet, a chain one, and two double crochet, all in the chain space. So just repeat what you did the last round with the white, and go ahead and pause the video, do your round, and then we'll come back for the next round. Okay, now we finished that round, and it's curling up, but no worries, it will start to flatten out with subsequent rounds. It's going to curl because it's just how the nature of making these things works. It's just how it is. So we have finished that round, and now we're going to start the next one. We are going to use our red yarn, and for this round, we are doing five double crochet in each chain space from the previous round and a chain one. So you're going to do five double crochets in a chain space, chain one, five double crochets in the next chain space, chain one, and go all the way around. Um, don't forget when you start that very first round, you're going to do a uh, chain three or four, which is going to count as your first double crochet. So five double crochets in a chain space, chain one, five double crochets in the next chain space, go all the way around, and go ahead and pause the video, and we will come back and do the next round after that. Okay, now as we finish this row, you can see that it's starting to flatten out a bit, which I told you was going to happen. So yay! And we're going to move on to using the yellow, and you'll start this round in between the clusters. So like pick a cluster in between a cluster and just start this next round. And you're again we're using yellow, and we are going to um, do 5 chains in that space, and then we're going to single crochet into the next chain space. So chain 5, then single crochet into the next chain space, then chain 5, and single crochet into the next chain space. You're gonna go all the way around the mandala. Um, you don't want the chains to be really, really tight. You don't want to be really loose either. So just try to find like a nice like middle ground for that. Because if you make them too tight, then it's going to bunch up the mandala. If you make them too loose, you're going to have too much yarn left over. When you go to the next round, it's going to flop a little bit. So you kind of have to find like a nice medium uh, tension there. Um, So go ahead and work on that. Take your time. You can pause the video, and then once you've gone all the way around, come back and we will see what happens next. Okay, now we have added a lovely border of yellow, and we are going to work into those chains. This time we're going with the blue, and we are going to do 7 double crochets into those chain fives. Um, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put 7 double crochets into the next chain 5 space, and we're going to work all around the mandala. um, just don't make them too tight. Make them like your regular tension, because that will help it, that will help prevent it from rolling up. um, when you're doing a mandala like this, you really don't want to crochet tightly because that does make it bunch. So if you can just keep your crochet relaxed as you go around it and add your stitches, the combination of adding additional stitches along with your zen tension, we'll call it that, will help keep it flat. So go ahead and add that new round again with the blue, and 7 double crochets into each chain 5 space, and a chain 1 after that. So 7 double crochets, chain 1, 7 double crochets, and go all the way around. And you can pause the video, and I will meet you back here, and we will do the next round. Okay, so now we're finishing up the last of the blue, And that round took a while, didn't it? That's the thing with some of these rounds. As much as I love making mandalas, the final rounds can take a while because A, the mandala is getting bigger, and B, you're working with more stitches, so it takes you longer to complete each little section. But it's worth it at the end, so I power through and do it anyway. So now that we are finishing up with the blue, we are going to move on to green. And green is going to be a pretty easy round because all we're going to do is some V stitches. So we're going to find a spot on the last round. You know, any spot will do. Like I said, you know how I like to like move mine around so that I don't have like obvious lines of where all of my rounds start and end. But just pick a stitch from the last round and slip stitch into that and get your new yarn started. And then you're going to chain 4, and then you're going to double crochet into that same stitch, and then you'll chain 1. I'm sorry, don't chain 1. You'll skip a stitch, and then you'll do a V stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch. Then you'll skip a stitch and do another V stitch. Skip a stitch, V stitch. And you do it all the way around. So this is going to take a minute, like the last round did, but that's okay. So just take your time. You can pause the video, and when we come back, or when you come back, I'll still be here. We will start with the next round. We're getting close to the end, people. So hope you're still hanging in here with you. Hope you're still enjoying this. This is fun, even with a voiceover. I enjoyed making this video. I really did. So anyway, I will see you when you have finished this round. Okay, I'm coming up on the last of this round. I wanted to show you real quick if you're fighting with how to get past this gap here. So this is the one I'm skipping, and I'm skipping the gap. If you can get, well, let me finish this first. To finish this V-stitch. Okay, so I'm skipping this one, and I'm skipping this gap. Now, if you can get it into this stitch, that's great. If not, go to the next one. I mean, it's no big deal if it doesn't like line up completely and perfectly. You really just want to have it be as uniform as possible all the way around the mandala. And sometimes it means you have to fudge a stitch or two, but that's okay. It's no big deal. So yeah, just do your V-stitches with a space in between all the way around. And okay, so I'm going to skip, and I'm just going to slip stitch into this one. And finish the round. And there you go. Another round completed. And I've lost my scissors. Uh-oh. Yeah, I legit cannot find my scissors. Ah, I buried them. Okay.
On to the next round. We are pulling up orange. And for this round, we are doing, looking at our other mandala. Let's see. Sorry, this is the corresponding colors to figure out which row I'm on. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So this green. Okay. Yes, we are on 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 more double crochet, and we're doing it inside the V stitches. And then we are single crocheting into the next V stitch. Okay. So, whole lot of words. I'll show you. That's one of the reasons why I actually do video tutorials to go with my patterns, because a lot of times you'll read the pattern and you're like, what in the world? What is this English? But if I can show you in a video what I'm saying, then you're like, ah. So we're literally just going to, I'm doing 3 double crochets. Well, the first was a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. Now I'm doing 2 more double crochets, so there's my 3. Then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 3 more in that same space. And I'm in this V stitch. I'm doing this inside of a V stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's my 6 inside the V. And then the next V, I'm doing a single crochet. And then in the V after that, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, single crochet in the next V. One more time. In the V stitch itself. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, lost my row, yarn over. Having a little bit of problems here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 doubles, a chain 1, 3 doubles, single crochet in the next V space. In the next V, 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 more doubles, and then a single crochet in the next V. Okay, you're going to do this all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and I'll come back when I've completed this round. Okay, I am just about to finish this. I just have to put my last single crochet in. And I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain 3 of the row or round, and there you go. Ha, and I almost this word this time. Oh, so many ends. So I'm going to have to tuck away. Or not. I'm keeping this one, so I'll probably will sew my ends though. But anyway. Ends, so many ends. Don't be like me. Take care of your ends as you finish a round. But oh, there we go. Okay. And that was round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. We're getting close to the end, folks. We're getting there. Okay, so our next round, which is 12, and is going to be purple, is kind of an interesting one. It consists of 5 chains, a chain of 5, and then we single crochet in between the second and third double crochet in the last round. We chain 2, was it 3? No, we chain 3, and then we single crochet into the in between the third and the fourth chain from the previous round. Yeah, I know. What have I done, right? Anyway, again, it sounds much harder than it actually is. So let's find a good spot to start this. Kind of want to start it in between a couple of these, in between it. Okay, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to count over 1, 2, 3. So that's the third. We want to put the single crochet between the second and the third, and literally between the posts. Not into the top, but in between the posts. Then I'm going to chain 3. And then we're going to put a single crochet in between the third and the fourth. So right here. And then we're going to chain 5. And we're going to do it again. We're going to put a single crochet between the second and third post. Chain 3. Single crochet between the third and the fourth. Look, did I count that right? 2, 2 and 3. 4. Okay, yeah, that's right. And chain 5. Go in between the second and third. Single crochet. Chain 3. Go between the third and the fourth. Single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around. So again, I'm going to pause and complete this round, and I will see you at the end of the round. Okay, I'm about to finish this round. So if you're making this along with me, leave a comment and let me know what size yarn you're using and what colors, and let me know how big yours is, because this thing is pretty massive. Okay, so I'm just going to like slip stitch into the bottom of that first chain 5. I'm not going to do another chain 5. There you go. Another row completed. I believe that was what, 13 or 12? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are now on row 13. Okay, for row 13, we are using white, and we are doing one of my actual favorite rows of this, and it's 9 quadruple. They're not trebles. They're you yarn over 4 times. So I'm going to call them quadruples in the chain 5 space from the previous row, and then you lock it down with a single crochet in the chain 3 space. Yeah. So let's start this one. Let's just find a nice neutral spot to start. Of course, I mean, what's good if I can't get the yarn to go in and get my slip stitch done. Sometimes my nails are problematic. They get in my way. Okay, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to serve as the first quadruple. I'm not even sure what we call it. But anyway, we have to yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have to do this, well, 8 more times for this one, but it's going to be 9 for all the others. 2, 3, 4. 4. And as you can guess, this round's going to take a minute. But I promise you, it's worth it when it's done. It's very neat looking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 9. Okay. So there's 9. And then you're just going to single crochet into that chain 3 space. And 2, 3, 4. I have to do 9 of these. It takes a little patience because you really want these to be as uniform as possible so they make like that kind of like cool spiral look. So no need to rush it. Just take your time as you're doing your yarn over and pulling through 2 at a time. Hmm. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 7. 8. Excuse me. There's 9. And then single crochet into that chain 3. And then spread them out a little bit. The more you get, the more they'll kind of naturally fan. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to, again, pause the video. And I will come back when I am almost done with this round. Okay, I am on the last petal. Ooh, this took a while. This round definitely took some time. Between trying to carefully make these stitches and just the sheer number of them that needed to be made. Yeah. This was a process for sure. But I really like the look that they give. So to me, the long, tedious process was worth it. You may not feel the same, but I mean, and if you don't want it, if you don't like the look, you can always make them shorter. You can make them double or treble crochets if you want. I just happen to like the really long ones. So that's why I went for the longer versions. But again, if you prefer trebles or even doubles, you could substitute those. The pattern still works. They'll just be smaller fans. It's a little late to tell you that now, huh? Since you've probably did them all, cursed under your breath while you're doing them, and now you're coming back because you're ready to get to the next round, and now here I am telling you, you didn't really have to do them. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, really, because it's good practice for your tension and working your hook through yarn. And 2, I just think you're cool looking. And that's how I designed them. So, anyway, I'm rambling at this point because I'm just trying to fill up space while I finish this last petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 4. 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet into that chain 3. And as an added lock, I'm going to slip stitch into the bottom of the first stitch in the first cluster we created. Come on, cooperate. There you go. Alrighty, now go through a little bit and smooth these out a little bit, but they'll actually lay down and smooth them out a little more on this next round. But seriously. Trying to get all of these out of the way so we can get a better picture of what it looks like. There you go. I don't know how yours is looking, but I'm loving mine. What do you think yours? How's yours turning out? I want to see pictures of these when they're done, by the way. So feel free to send me pictures. Like, you can email me at unapologeticallymocha@gmail.com. You could join my Facebook group, which is Unapologetically Mocha, Crochet and Crafts on Facebook. I'm Unapologetically Mocha on Instagram. You can reach me at any of those places and send me pictures so I can see how your mandalas turned out. Okay, so that would be round 13, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that was round 13. We are now on round 14, which is let me look. What was white? Red. Okay. It's the red, and what we're doing with this is a real simple one. We are just doing single crochets in between each stitch. And that's it. That's all we're doing. We're not doing anything spectacular. Just a single crochet in each stitch. So just find a nice little spot to start. Keep doing that. Problem is, this is a shorter neck that I'm generally used to. I love Addies. I love Addie swings, but I prefer my maxis. This is my regular Addie because I can't find my maxi in my 5mm. So I'm suffering through with the short neck, but I love the handle. So to have the ability to use the handle, I'm going to deal with the shorter neck. But I really do need to find my maxi swing because, yeah, I'm not liking it. I can't find it. But anyway, So we're going to single crochet in between each of these stitches. So we're going all the way around putting the single crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I do that, and then I'll be back. And believe it or not, we will start our last row. We're almost done, people. Almost there. So I'll be right back. Okay, we have finished up this row. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of this first one. Like that. Okay. We are on to the final row. Yes, we have reached the last row. And I'm going to be honest, if you thought that the last two were kind of tedious, this last one is too, but it's worth it, like the other ones, like I've been saying. But basically, and I know people have a love-hate relationship with these, but we're doing picots. Or at least my version of picots. I don't think I do my picots the way other people do theirs. We're literally doing picots into the single crochets that we just did. So this is how I do my picots. Other people may do theirs differently, but this is how I do mine. First, it's actually security yarn. There we go. All right, so chain 3. Okay, slip stitch into the second of the chain 3s. Then slip stitch into the actual chain itself. So let me show you again. I'm sorry, you know what? I slip stitched in the wrong spot. It looked weird. For this, don't slip stitch into the bottom of the same chain. Slip stitch into the next chain. Okay. Chain 3. Slip stitch into the second chain. And slip stitch into the next chain. And you chain 3 again. Slip stitch into the second chain. Then slip stitch into the next stitch. And we're going to do that all the way around. So let me show you one more time. Please excuse my stupid dog that's barking in the background. Chain 3. Slip stitch into the second chain. then slip stitch into the next chain. One more without the dog. Chain 3, slip stitch into the second chain, slip stitch into the following chain, stitch I should say. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these offline or off camera, and we will come back and we'll look at the final product and a few closing thoughts. And there we have it, guys. The completed mandala. Admittedly, this was a lot of work, but I think it turned out great. If you weren't a fan of the picots, then, you could not use them. You could leave them off. It's completely up to you. I just added them because I just like how they finish a piece. But if you don't want to use them, don't use them. The pattern will be out on most of my social medias, and they'll be listed in the description box below. And that's really it. That I wanted to share this pattern with you, and I've done that. So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for being here. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you're new and you think you might like my content, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you'll know when I go live. I do patterns and tutorials, so if you hit the bell icon, you'll know when I upload, and then you'll be able to keep up with the things that I'm creating. Again, all my socials will be listed in the description box, so feel free to follow and support any way you'd like. And with that, I'm out of here. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.